This is the Eastern Idaho Weather Hazard Briefing for Wednesday, July 24th. So key points to go through is today is going to be our last hot day with a heat advisory. It will be the hottest one with a heat advisory in effect for much of central and east Idaho. Forecast highs in the 90s to around 100 degrees across the region. We also will have some scattered thunderstorms around. Expect brief heavy rain, gusty outflows, and lightning with those storms. A red flag warning is in effect for those thunderstorms across the Central Mountains, Southern Highlands, and Snake Plain. And then we have a cold front that arrives Thursday. That'll bring us isolated to scattered thunderstorms once again. Along with some cooler temperatures, additional red flag warnings are possible. So looking at our satellite image this morning, you see a little bit of clouds starting to drift into the region. Those clouds will represent the storms that we will see later this afternoon as they start to spread eastward ahead of a strong cold front. Our weather risk outlook, probably the most notable thing to point out here is Sunday, there's little to no impacts. Until then, we have hot weather to deal with today, red flag warnings for today for a lot of these areas you see in the yellow. On Thursday, potential for additional red flags in those areas that you see as listed as yellow as well. Also turns breezier too. That's important because if we have any new fire starts, that could help spread the fires. And then on Friday, we have a combination of winds and low humidities and still some residual thunderstorms across the southeast highlands, so that could be impactful as well. And then those storms just don't want to go away. They continue into Saturday as well across a large chunk of eastern Idaho. So looking at our warnings and advisories that are currently in effect, we have a heat advisory out for much of Snake Plain and the southern highlands. And then also a red flag warning that's out for much of the Central Mountains, Snake Plain, and the South Hills region south of Burley. So looking at our high temperature forecast for today, once again looking at 90s across the board with some hundreds in and about the area. The day one outlook today, looking for thunderstorms mainly from the Snake Plain and westward. With some portions of central Idaho could see some stronger storms. There is a marginal risk for severe weather out that way. Looking at our high temperatures as we go into Thursday, a little bit cooler, generally upper 80s to low 90s across the region, maybe some mid 90s and low hundreds, still hanging on to the Treasure Valley and Magic Valley regions. Wind gusts as we go into Thursday, it will be breezier, especially across the Snake Plain. Wind gusts in the 30 to 35 mile per hour range, very likely. Looking at our minimum humidity values, this might be the only thing that doesn't prevent us from having a red flag out for humidity and winds tomorrow. Would be those values are just a little bit above the threshold criteria, but we are expecting quite a bit of thunderstorms across East Idaho tomorrow, so still might have another day of red flags possible. And this is looking at that day 2 outlook, showing you where we expect to have thunderstorms once again. And to go along with that, we could have some very heavy rain embedded within those thunderstorms as well. This is looking at the day 2 excessive rain outlook, and that's pointing out that there's marginal risk of some heavy rain and some potential flash flooding in some areas. So looking at our high temperatures for Friday, generally in the 80s to right around 90s, so noticeably cooler across much of the region. Still rather breezy though, generally winds in the 25 to 35 mile per hour range across much of central mountains into the Snake Plain. And you see the humidity's dropping off on Friday, so that could be justification for red flags across the Snake Plain and central Idaho Friday. Potentially could still have red flags even in southeast Idaho for scattered thunderstorms once again Friday as well. That's that day 3 outlook, calling for those thunderstorms across southeast Idaho. And as we look into our excessive rain outlook for Friday, once again, as long as that front hangs around here and it's going to just kind of stall out just across southeast Idaho, we're going to have these thunderstorms, and they're going to potentially have a heavy rain threat associated with them. So just summary, the good news is today is the last day, hot day for a while. Heat advisory in effect for much of the region. Scattered thunderstorms are expected as well. Red flag warnings in effect for Central Mountains, Southern Highlands, and Snake Plains today. Could see those expand eastward again on Thursday as that cold front sags into the region and then eventually stalls out. So that concludes this morning's briefing. If you have any questions or comments, please let us know. Thank you.